place with a piston, and from there, what I love most about this is that the helmet fits right within the spot of the chest texture, almost like it's meant to be. Building over water can be a real hassle. After all, since the liquid lacks a hitbox, it's not exactly easy to build in the ocean, and most of the time we have to start with a pillar from the lake bed to even place one block. But thankfully, we have lily pads for a better alternative, and using these, we can start from the surface instead of diving deep, and that alone can save us a bunch of time on any and all future pirate builds. Sometimes, it pays to have a different perspective. So while a block might look one way while it's facing you, if you flip it around, it might just be used in an entirely different way. So sure, you could use a lectern as just that, but if you rotate it around 180 degrees, then it makes for a fancy banister to use on your staircase. Between glass panes, tinted glass, and 16 dies to choose from, windows have plenty of variety. But while those blocks are great, they don't exactly have a small footprint. So if you're looking to make a detailed window without all the space that it takes up, why not just bust out some blue banners like such? Add white lines for shading and a frame of choice, and the result will be something pretty special. While Minecraft signs allow you to use emojis and Unicode characters, those don't exactly have detail. So to spice up your signage at the next shop, why not mix together item frames and signs to do the trick? Since these can overlap, we can both denote and show the item in question. And I've gotta say, that adds a nice bit of clarity to your next potion shop. And from there, it's up to you to choose what to sell. When you're overlaying blocks in a build, you've not only got to consider the texture on top, but also the background. Let me explain with this scenario. Say you've got a set of vines climbing along the stone wall. It looks fine, but if we add some copper ore to the backdrop, then it gives off the illusion of flowers on the vines. And it's the little things like this that definitely help to show that you're considering all parts of the build. Whether through command blocks or mods, some pros in the community have made functional mirrors in-game, but the rest of us might want something a bit more possible in survival. And in that case, we can make a fairly convincing glass effect utilizing banners as such. I mean, I wouldn't use these to check your hair, but that's what the F5 key's for. And while a waving mirror might be weird, it looks a lot better than just some glass blocks. Minecraft swamps are set for a lot of change, and with that comes plenty of new plants to see. However, that doesn't mean we can't add in a few of our own. So until they're announced, why not fake it with this cattail creation? All you need to do is place 2 support blocks, lay out your brown candles, and then replace the support with a plant of your choice. And it's definitely a way to take your sugarcane to the next level. As we've talked about in the past, armor stands are entities, and with those properties, we can get some interesting results. For instance, why not overlap their hitboxes and score some extra detail on a build? After all, we can place as much of these in a single space as we want, so that gives us free reign to have our armor stands wear both the head and helmet in the same display. When it comes to showing off your stuff, these item frames are the best that we've got. Though if you go through the effort to make a handwritten novel, then something tells me that this doesn't do it justice. So instead, why not fashion something out of a display case like so? Building this is super cheap, only asking for a lectern and a dyed piece of glass. But with that, we can have ourselves a way to show off your manifesto at its besto. Steve's technology isn't exactly high-tech, so if you're tired of the dark ages and want to bring your realm into the information age, why not try this? By throwing a gradient banner like this on a shield, you can get a pretty convincing cell phone when it's placed in an item frame. And while I doubt that T-Mobile has coverage on your server, this might be a nifty detail to add to your next desk. Let's be honest, waterfalls in Minecraft are kinda lame. Here, they're majestic and a force to be reckoned with, but in-game, they barely even generate, let alone seem powerful. So to make your waterfalls a bit more cool, maybe turn to the particle effects instead. By adding campfires to the mix, we can use the smoke to give off the illusion of roaring water. And sure, it's a bit gray, but from a distance, I think this could sell the look pretty well.